chaos in the streets, but pizza goes on.
I don't care. I'll walk right into a quarantine zone and eat pizza in Corona's face.
In the streets, but pizza goes on.
I don't care. I'll walk right into a quarantine zone and eat pizza in Corona's face.
Hey everybody, my name's Derek Allen Rowe. Welcome to the all-day live stream at VBI. My name's Derek Allen Rowe. Welcome to the all-day live stream at VBI. My name's Derek Allen Rowe. And we are going to be streaming from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. We've got a couple different segments throughout the day, all kinds of people from VBI and the sound department, the graphics department, animations. You know, it was really cool to hang out with Dan earlier today as he worked on Paparoni. So today I'm going to be the host. I actually have a background in video production and television production, and this live streaming thing is really new to me. It's actually a really exciting new industry, and what I've been saying, researching over the last couple weeks, is it's really thick. There are a lot of layers to streaming. Honestly, more layers to streaming than I think some of what people realize. So one of the people we're gonna have on today is Pedro from the VBI team. I'm having the sound effects from the followers, like it's really loud in my ears. So, all right, cool. So what we're going to do is we're going to bring Pedro on here. Hey, Pedro.
Hey. Good morning. Hey, everyone.
I'm going to turn my headphones down a bit because those alerts are really loud.
Is my voice too loud?
Oh, no, it's not your voice.
Okay.
Well, I'm actually playing some music in the background right now that you set up for us.
Yeah.
So
it's like a 20-minute mix of original VBI songs. I love it.
Not available for download.
No. Oh, I think they're all available on the website.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So, Pedro, tell me a little bit about yourself. How did you get into music, and how did you, what brought you to this field?
I don't know. Yeah. So, like you were saying, like that you have a background in film, right?
Yeah.
I used to work with film too in Brazil. I'm 21 years old. I live in São Paulo, Brazil. And I used to work as a video editor, like for 5 or 6 years.
Oh, okay.
For a lot of big YouTube names here in Brazil, mostly like gaming people, esports people. But I never thought of myself like making music in first place, because I grew up in a very musical home. My mother is a singer, and I have like a lot of parents that like play the piano and go to orchestra stuff. So music was always my thing, but I always loved like electronic music, and my mom was just like classical Brazilian music and stuff. So I never thought I was going to end up making music in the first place. But in 2016, I I got out of my parents' home, and I needed something to do like in my free time, because as you know, like working with film and video it's very cool, it's beautiful, but it's also exhausting. And I needed something to like express myself. So I think I downloaded like the first version of FL Studio I could get my hands on, and started making like the worst music you can ever imagine, because I didn't know what I was doing. But that feeling like of being able to express myself without words or images was something new to me, and I fell in love with it like really really quickly. And like fast forward in time, here we are.
Yeah, that's awesome. You know, I have a background in music too, and I think there's something about having to make a song for something. You know, it's like, it's one thing to be like, all right, I'm a musician, I'm gonna sit down and make some music right now. And so I think that, you know, making a song for something is actually a completely different skill set.
Yeah, and I like it. Like I like it. I like the both. I like both things. But when I get to make songs for specific themes or projects, I think I tend to like it more, because like it's almost like I'm in a box and I need to follow certain rules. And as I have less places to go creatively, it gets easier for me. Like if I gotta do something that has a futuristic approach to it, I know I can't use like classical Japanese sounds, because it won't work. And when I'm doing something for me, like I can do anything, but the feeling of having like endless possibilities sometimes in music it's too much. So when I first started with VBI, like at first I was like, I don't know if I can do this. And then I fell in love with it really quickly, because every week the team come up, hey, we need a sound for the cyberpunk package or the lo-fi package. And then I was just like searching for new references and listening to all kinds of new music
Yeah.
to get better at this. And it's so much fun. I love it so much.
Yeah, that's so had you ever done anything like this before you started working at VBI?
No, actually,
Hey,
like
Fred, give me a pizza with extra
I
cheese.
first started
Extra
making
cheese.
money
And
off
hold the tomato
sounds
Hold
with
the tomato
VBI.
sauce.
I have like my solo career as an independent electronic artist here in Brazil, but it's a small market here. Like we're still baby steps in electronic music here, and
Chaos in the
many
streets,
people
but
like
pizza
consider
goes
me
on.
here as like a big
Okay,
electronic
I'll walk right into
artist,
a
but
quarantine
still
zone
that
and eat
that
pizza in
doesn't
Corona's
count on
face.
the big scheme of things. So for
Hey,
me, I was
Fred,
just like
give
a
me a
kid
pizza
making
with
beats
extra
on my
cheese.
home.
Extra
And
cheese.
then
Hold the tomato sauce.
I knew
Hold the
Bruno
tomato
and
sauce.
Kadu, who also work at VBI, and they were always seeing me like making songs. And someday they just talked to me and like, hey, you should do something for VBI. And it just worked out. But I never had done anything like sound design wise or soundtrack wise for specific thematic things. Like there was one time that I decided that I
Chaos in
wanted
the
to do an
streets, but
EP
pizza
of
goes
4 tracks in
Okay, I'll
2017.
walk right into a quarantine
And
zone and
I
eat pizza
decided
in
that it
Corona's
needed to
face.
have like a little story or a theme to go with it, because
Chaos in
if
the
it
streets,
doesn't
but
have,
pizza
I
goes
can I
on.
can I cannot write it.
Okay,
But
I'll
it
walk
was
right into a
subjective.
quarantine
Like
zone
with
and eat
VBI,
pizza
I
in
can
Corona's
I can
face.
almost look at the
Hey,
themes. Like
Fred,
if you're
give me
doing
a
a
pizza
space
with
thing,
extra cheese.
I can like
Extra
close my
cheese.
eyes and
And
turn
hold
the
the tomato
the
sauce.
synthesizer
Hold the
on,
tomato
and
sauce.
I'm in space. And that's the biggest part for me.
That's great, man. I don't know if you can hear it or not, but we're getting lots of followers and subscribers while you're talking here about music.
That's so nice.
So that's pretty
It's
cool.
chaos in the streets, but pizza goes on.
I think I'm gonna
Okay,
work on trying
I'll
to
walk
turn
right
that
into a
down, 'cause
quarantine
it's
zone
kind of
and eat
like
pizza in Corona's face.
it's kind of distracting. So yeah. So cool,
That's the
man.
one thing about sounds. Like they can be beautiful, but sometimes they're just too loud.
Yeah. That was definitely like not ideal as you're like trying to tell me something and then like all these sound effects are happening from
Yeah.
But it's pretty cool that we're getting so many subscribers and followers.
Yeah. Thank you, and I'm seeing so much love in the chat. Like, thank you so much for everyone. I never talked in English in front of an audience in my entire life. Like, I'm shaking nervous right now, but I'm trying to look cool.
How much
while
slice have
doing
you
it.
had today? How about you had enough?
Well, I'm really glad that you came on
Well,
here with
for
us. Actually, we're
you
having some
stuff your
people say
face.
that they can.
It's
It's hard to
chaos
hear
in the
you.
streets, but pizza goes on.
My
So-
mic's like
I
on
don't
the,
care.
the
I'll walk
biggest
right into a
volume. I
quarantine
can
zone and
turn
eat
it.
pizza
Yeah.
in Corona's
If
face.
you can put it.
Hey, Fred,
louder
give me a
on
pizza
your
with
end.
extra cheese.
Extra cheese.
And hold the tomato sauce.
Hold the tomato sauce.
It's chaos in the streets, but pizza goes
Not
on.
Rune is saying in the chat that
I don't care.
my
I'll
English
walk
is
right into a
amazing.
quarantine
Thank you
zone
so
and eat
much.
pizza in
Yeah,
Corona's
I don't.
face.
Your English is great.
How much slice have you
Yeah,
had
I just need to
today?
talk some more. I think
Yeah.
I tend to hide like
Hold
too
on for
much.
you.
I need to get my face out
stuff
there
your
more and talk
face.
some more with you guys.
It's
It's fun.
chaos in the streets, but pizza
Oh,
goes
hey
on.
everybody who's joining.
I don't care. I'll walk right into a
We
quarantine
appreciate
zone
it.
and eat pizza in Corona's
We're talking
face.
here with Pedro from VBI about music. We were just talking about his background in music, and I actually have a background in music as well. I've been a musician for many years, and I think for me where that line
It's
stopped was
chaos
when
in the
people
streets,
were
but
like,
pizza goes
"Can
on.
you make music for this thing?"
I don't care. I'll walk
And
right
I was
into a
like,
quarantine
okay,
zone and eat pizza in
no.
Corona's face.
Can't
So
do
like
that.
we're opposites then?
Yeah,
like, you,
for sure.
You can't do thematic stuff. But why? Why were you blocked?
I
by
just
that?
feel like I make it, and I'm like, I don't feel like that goes to it at all. Like,
Oh, I
like
get
making
it.
a song that like embodies a feeling of what like a brand or a film or an emotion. For
How
me,
much
I
slice
kind of
have you had,
make
Julio?
music that I think
How
sounds
about you
cool.
had enough?
Yeah. I get it. Like for me,
Maybe you
it's
stuff your
I never
face.
I never stopped to think about it. Like really, I just like
How much
when
slice
my
have you
first
had,
day at
Julio?
VBI, I had to figure
about
out
you had enough?
how do I put video inside Ableton Live,
You know,
because until
maybe
that
you
day I
stuff your
didn't
face.
I haven't done that. And then when I first like I discovered, okay, now I can open
much slice have
videos
you
inside
had,
the
Julio?
like my music
How about
software
you
and
had
stuff.
enough?
Then it was just like
Hold on for
a
you.
screen with some
Maybe you
images
stuff your
flashing, and
face.
sometimes it was alerts, sometimes animations, other times scenery, 3D
It's
stuff. But
chaos
I
in the
always
streets,
tend
but
to
pizza
not
goes
look
on.
at the
I don't
final
care.
product.
I'll
Like
walk right into a
I don't see
quarantine zone and eat pizza in
the
Corona's
alerts as
face.
products. I see only as animations and
slice have
the
you had,
themes and the
Julio?
colors
How about
and the
you had
movements,
enough?
and it's natural to me. I just
Yeah.
look
Maybe you stuff
and
your
do it.
face.
But I'm kind of the
How much
opposite
slice have
for
you
you.
had,
If I don't
Julio?
have any
How
visual
about you had
guidelines,
enough?
even for my own projects, I can't
Hold on
do
for
it
you.
anymore.
Maybe you
Before
stuff your
VBI, I
face.
could, but I think it was harder, and I was getting more frustrated. So VBI helped me a lot with this.
Well, I actually want to say that the music we're listening to right now is all music you created, correct?
Yeah, it's 100% original music. I
That's
think
so
like
cool, man. Can
this-
Pedro, can you hear the music right now?
no, because
Okay.
I'm only listening to you through StreamYard,
Yeah,
but
okay.
I have the stream open right here.
Yeah, Floodwing says that the music is awesome, and I agree.
Thank you so
when,
much,
When you
man.
sent me the playlist to add it under this for today, I was like, oh, this is gonna be awesome.
Yeah, like the only songs that are not released yet from this playlist you guys are listening now is the first 3 songs of the mix, because they are part of the lo-fi package we're working on. And like there's a bunch of songs, and I need to it's almost an album, I think.
Oh, a VBI
Like,
album.
yeah, it's
so,
a VBI lo-fi album. It's pretty cool.
So Pedro, could you explain? What do you mean by lo-fi? Like what do you mean that you release
Hey,
something
Fred, give me
lo-fi
a pizza
music?
with extra cheese.
Extra cheese.
And hold the
I
tomato
think
sauce.
technically
Hold the tomato sauce.
lo-fi means the low fidelity, so you're not caring too much about the technical aspects of mixing and mastering stuff. But I may be wrong, so if someone in the chat like knows better than me, please correct me. But like lo-fi, as far as I'm concerned, like started to get really big with artists like Jay Dilla and Nujabes, like artists that made some boom bap beats, like like that slow hip hop beats, and they didn't care much about the grid. Like they didn't use much of the metronome system, and it was very much more about the feeling and the samples and the sounds than the technical side of it always being right, you know. So I think like Jay Dilla is one of the biggest to ever do
Cool.
music in general, and he's the guy you should go to if you want to really understand lo-fi music, I think. But there's a lot of great names like today, and obviously the huge lo-fi community on Twitch and YouTube, and I think people really like it because it's like it's really calm. You can do anything while you listen to lo-fi tracks.
Well, Floodwing just said a lot of lo-fi is down-tempo music, easy listening, and imperfect.
Yeah, easy listening. That's the word.
You know what I really like about music for putting in videos and editing, you know, if you being a video editor, you might appreciate this, is music that has lots of changes.
Yeah,
Sometimes if you get like background music, it's just the same loop over and over again, and it's like you can't do much with that. That's almost like why we like make fun of like corporate videos, because it's just like this.
Yeah. I was working on a demo tape for VBI yesterday. Like one of the lo-fi songs. I was working on melodies, and I don't know if you saw it, but when we tested the call yesterday, my friend was back here.
Yeah.
And he was like really focused working on his computer, and I played some chords and it started looping, and he just looked at me and say, "Música grátis." Música grátis means free music. And I started to like laugh so loud because it sounded like free music. And I look at him and I said, "Man, can you tell me why you think that sounds like free music?" And he just said like it's like it's too simple. You need to go more places. So I added like a
Gotcha.
bass line and more chords and variations. But I
Wow,
really
that's a
feel
good
you, like-
friend. That's a good friend to give you some feedback like that.
Yeah. I tend to have like a lot of music friends, and they're always around. So it's a blessing, because when something I'm working for VBI like it's not working, I have someone in my side saying, "Man, this is free music. You can't sell this," you know.
What's pretty cool about what we're using to stream today is we're using StreamYard, and it has a lot of features in it as far as being able to change the screen. And what I just realized is if we were ever to ask anyone to tell like an emotional story, like if I was like, you know, tell me that emotional story, I could like zoom in.
Yeah. Zoom. I think it looks nicer this way, by the way.
Okay.
When you're like that in this talk.
One-on-one conversations. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like we can go out here and
Yeah,
see.
but your camera is like you have so much nice stuff behind you, and I have like
Oh, right,
a
right.
all my cool stuff are behind the camera.
Yeah. But it's like, all right, Pedro, tell me that story. Gonna
But,
lean in
yeah.
closer.
I just saw someone on the chat saying that sometimes streamers need that simple copyright-free style, and I agree. Like that is so important. That is why some of the lo-fi tracks I'm working on, some of them like go many places, because I tend to go crazy sometimes with melodies and stuff. But some of the songs are really straightforward, like just a simple drum loop, a nice drum loop, nice chords, a nice simple melody. And sometimes people forget that music can and should sometimes be ambient. Like you shouldn't be paying full attention to music all the time, because like sometimes you just need to be on the background. And yeah, I really love ambient music, like the genre of ambient music. And studying ambient music really helped me with my job in VBI, because it helped me understand like you can make the most beautiful song and it could be a copyright-free loop with 30 seconds that people won't pay attention, but it can be both things at the same time, you know. It just depends on how you're doing it and how well you understand like the concept of making like huge beautiful soundscapes and like those cute like songs, but in a way that they're not in your face, they're on the background. And I really like that. I feel like we can almost evoke places and feelings with ambient music more than with like pop music or hip hop in general.
Yeah, I think that I love the style that you've created for the music on VBI, and I think it's going to make for a really good stream today with all our music, and it looks like everyone watching likes it as well. Some people on here just said that they just downloaded OBS yesterday. Welcome to the club. You know what I said earlier about streaming being thick? There's a lot of layers, and so OBS is just the start to control your stream, and what you can do with it is kind of overwhelming. But don't worry about being perfect, just get started. And me and Pedro were talking about that yesterday. But one thing to remember is that I just actually like realized this today, is that, you know, if I was to kill the music right now, a lot of what happens on streaming is, let me just pop over here and do this thing. You know, like, if you guys want to hold on a second, I'm going to send that over. And it's like, that's not a huge deal because there's music playing. And you're like, all right, I'm going to check this thing out.
And you like just vibing to the music.
You're just vibing with everybody. And
like
so,
I do some live streams on my own sometimes, and it started very recently because when I started to make music, I stopped with everything that was video related because I wanted to laser focus on music. Now that I think I know my stuff with music, I'm baby steps back to video again. And I started like doing some Twitch streams, and my stream looks awful. I'm the worst designer on the world. My thing is only like sounds, but that's the cool part about streaming. Like the people like come to my stream to listen to what I'm listening. They don't want to hear me talk. They want to hear what's playing on my Spotify playlist. And sometimes I just like mute my microphone and get back to work. And people are vibing with music with me. And it's not even my own music. It's just like things I'm listening to.
that's awesome. I really liked your friend hanging out with yesterday. So one of the things I want to tell everybody today, everyone, if they stayed on from Dan's stream earlier, is that we're going to be doing some giveaways. And one of the giveaways that we're going to be doing now is the wave panels. They are the sort of like aesthetic soundproofing panels that can go on your wall. And we're going to be doing these giveaways all day long. So, you know, stick around and participate, you know, in the chat. Basically, the way that you can enter the raffle or enter the giveaway is by typing raffle into the chat, and the VBI overlords will be watching the chat, and then we'll select a winner at the end of 30 minutes. And so what we're going to do is we're going to give a little countdown timer right here. And there's the timer.
Can I ask a question for the chat? Like, really quick? It's nothing related to the stream at all.
Yeah, go ahead.
I just want to see if like there's someone on the chat that comes from my social media, because like it must be so weird for people that know me outside of VBI to see me talking in English and being a part of a raffle and stuff. So if you're Brazil gang, just turn up in the chat, please.
Right on. That's great. Yeah, anyone from Pedro's Brazil gang, let us hear it.
Hey, Fred.
We want to know if
but
you're joining
y'all
us here
don't have
today.
to make like too much noise. Like just make me know that you guys are there.
That would be
Hey,
great.
Fred, give
Let
me a
us know,
pizza
y'all.
with extra cheese.
All right, so while we're doing this countdown
tomato
here,
sauce.
I would love to kind of get into the technology side of what you use. The
Hey,
tool
Fred, give me a
you
pizza
talked
with
earlier
extra
about
cheese.
soundscapes.
And hold the tomato
I
sauce.
would love
Hold
if
the
you could
tomato
get
sauce.
into kind of like the tools you use and to create these soundscapes, if you use different tools for different things. So let me add your stream here. There you go.
Okay, let me ask a question to the chat real quick.
Yeah.
Like, how many of you guys have any knowledge of music production, like, at all? because I feel like when we're talking about music production on the modern like landscape with computers and stuff, we're always like, okay, let's jump to the software right now and I'll show you how I made this song. But most people, they don't actually know how to read what's happening on the screen. And I think it's very important that we start to break down these learning curves of audio, because you're always listening, like every time, 24 hours a day, you're aware of sounds. And I feel like if everyone had the ability to look at a waveform and know how that sounds, like just a bit, that helps in life in general.
It's
That's
chaos
a
in the
life hack.
streets, but pizza goes
So
on.
if anyone has any
Okay.
questions,
I'll walk
I'm
right
not
into a
like
Corinthian zone and eat pizza in
the
Corona.
Superman of sound design, but I can help I can help you out, because I really think it's an important tool to have in life, like knowledge about lighting, sound, and image. Like that's something primordial for me. But yeah, I
You're
use you
lucky.
can.
You're lucky that you have that. I think, so many people, they say like, "Oh, I know I'm not an artist, or I don't know how to do that, or I don't hear sounds." And honestly, for me, when I first sat down at a drum set, I remember listening. I remember this very clearly. I remember listening to a song and trying to play it and going, I don't know what's happening. Like
Yeah,
my ears hadn't been formed yet, and I couldn't track what was happening. So
yeah,
that's definitely a skill.
that was me with the piano. Like since I was a child, like pianos were always this magical object for me. It's like huge stuff that you sit in front and you press like some buttons, and the sound is beautiful. And my grandmother have had a piano, and I loved it, but I couldn't play it like for anything. So I just like I kept looking at everyone playing the piano, and I was like, I need to learn this. And I never did any piano classes in my life, and I'm starting it now this year because it's been too long since I want this. But I remember the first time since like it was like a few months ago. I was here home chilling, and I decided, okay, I'm gonna try to play the piano
Chaos in
by
the streets,
myself
but
alone.
pizza
No one's
goes
going to
on.
judge me if that sounds awful.
Okay.
So I downloaded like the
Corinthian
best
zone
piano
and eat pizza
software I
in
could
Corona.
get, and I
Peace.
got like the
Hey,
cheapest
Fred, give me
keyboard
a
I
pizza
could.
with extra
And I
cheese.
just started
Extra
playing,
cheese.
and
Hold the
I
tomato
was just
sauce.
like you.
Hold
Like
the tomato
I don't know what I'm
sauce.
doing. Why does my why do I feel this when I press like certain notes, and why does some stuff that I press just sounds crap and other don't? And then like when you keep practicing, you learn that music is just like a part of your conscience. I think you it's part of the way we perceive life. So when you develop like a musical skill, like playing drums or the piano or producing beats or sound design or mixing or even like actively listening to music on your daily life, that helps you in all other aspects, because you're more aware and you're really trying your best when you're playing music, like especially when people are listening, you can't screw up. So I feel
I
like that makes us a little better in life in general, you know.
I think that's from a true musician. So talking about playing in front of other people, but with your music, you are basically putting stuff. You're making music to go behind something.
Yeah, yeah.
And so tell me a little bit about your process here when you make music. So let me pull up your screen.
Yeah,
Let me
so
also
I
stop the music for a second so that you can play music.
Chaos in the streets, but
okay.
pizza goes on.
So I'll actually like
Okay.
this project
I'll
I
walk
have
right into a
open here
Corinthian
is
zone and
the
eat pizza in
pizza,
Coronas.
the world
Peace.
pizza theme song like we did yesterday. So I'll play that song for you guys, and I can show you and talk you about the process of making it. But actually, like in case just in anyone wonders, I use Ableton Live 11, and that's the software I use. And in my opinion, that's the best software you can get started. It's not the easiest one with the easiest learning curve for people who have not like tried making music before. But I really think if you like really try to
Hey,
start
Fred,
in
give me a
Ableton,
pizza
like
with
that's
extra
the
cheese.
best tool you
Extra
have with
cheese.
And hold the
some
tomato
free
sauce.
Hold
tutorials
the
on the
tomato
internet.
sauce.
Like FL Studio is really, really, really great. You can do absolutely everything with it, but functionality wise, like working with video
Okay, I
is
walk right into a
like
quarantine zone and
really
eat pizza
worse in
and
FL
Coronas.
Studio,
Thanks.
and in Ableton I just drag the video and it shows up here. So it's those little things that makes sense to me. And
Okay, I
also
walk
I'm a
right into a
huge Daft
quarantine
Punk
zone and
fan,
eat
and
pizza
they
and
used
Coronas.
Ableton Live,
Thanks.
so that's enough for me.
That's great.
Yeah, and this is the pizza project, so I'll press play and you guys can hear it
Oh
and
yeah,
tell
hold on,
me.
hold on, hold on, hold on. So I want to
Okay.
explain this. So what's really cool about this right here is not only are is Pedro making music for stream designs and sort of like stingers and background music, but for today, it was this all day live stream is kind of an experiment. And so today we're actually going to share a original song that Pedro made for Pizza Day. And so
Yeah,
it's
it's the
pretty
pizza party day song.
yeah, it's a Pizza Party Day song. So I think if everyone joining us is ready, take it away.
Yeah, so like I asked for a bunch of pizza samples because like Jared came to me and say we need to have a pizza song, and he sent me a video that I really liked. I think it was another thing by another person, and it was also pizza party theme, and I really like how
Hey,
like
Fred,
I'm sorry, I
pass
really
pizza with
like how
extra
dumb
cheese.
it was
Extra cheese.
because
And
like
hold
it's
the
a
tomato sauce.
the
Hold the tomato
reference Jared
sauce.
sent me, it was like a crazy Detroit techno song, but there was a guy just screaming "pizza party" in the
Okay,
background,
I
and
walk
I
right into
love
a
it
quarantine
like
zone and eat
instantly.
pizza and Coronas.
So
Thanks.
we knew we couldn't make like something that copies that because we're always trying to do new stuff
Okay,
with VBI.
I walk right
So,
into a
but I
quarantine
really
zone and
wanted
eat pizza and
to
Coronas.
encapsulate that
Thanks.
feeling of it's a pizza theme song, so it should be like stupid and loud and I don't know in your face because man, the other reference I had for pizza, I would have to make like an Italian theme song, and I don't have that reference in life in general. So yeah, I went up with like some techno things, and I asked for the team at VBI to send me some samples, and I got some like some cool commercial samples, like some old VHS people saying, "Oh, I like some pizza" and stuff like that. And also, Jared recorded like a bunch of things. I want to show the audio file Jared sent me here because like it's pure gold. It's pure simple gold. But I'll play the song first, and you guys tell me if you like it. Did you hear it? Just a test.
Yeah, let's test if everyone can hear it. Someone just said pizza is life. Yeah. I think we're learning today that pizza is the secret power behind streaming. All right.
Yeah.
All right,
Just tell
Floodwing
me if
says we hear it.
Okay, yeah, let's do it.
World Pizza Party Day. It's World Pizza Party Day. World Pizza Party Day. It's World Pizza Party.
Give me a pizza with extra cheese.
Today's special is
Maybe you just stuff your
World Pizza Party Day. It's World Pizza Party Day.
wait, I get pizza?
I love that you put Jared in the end.
Yeah, it was actually at the beginning, but I think it's like it's better at the ending because like every song just should end with Jared saying something.
Yes, my favorite part is when you kind of like when the music all came down and then you said the thing like, "Wait, what was your order again?"
Yeah, it's like someone sent like this sample here,
Today's special is
and
Yeah,
I
that.
love. Yeah, the today's special is,
That was
and there
great.
was.
That was such a good touch.
Let me go for the samples here. For the beat is like very simple. I use like a standard 808, like the drum machine, so to make this groove. So not very complicated stuff. Not I don't think there's any processing on this at all. I just like destroy the sound, so it's very saturated, very distorted, but you can still hear that it's a drum machine. and I think that's important in audio, especially in string audio. Like I feel that I need to learn new ways to use distortion when
Okay. I'll
producing
walk right into
like
a quarantine
background
zone
music,
and eat pizza in Corona's
because
face.
like distortion always sounds nice to me. I love glitches, and I love like fuzz pedals and stuff like that. But when you're doing background music, things can't be like all the time, you know. It can't have
How
like
much
too
slice
much
did you
noise.
have, Julio?
So I try always
You
to
had
find
enough.
new ways to distort sounds
Okay.
and make the
Maybe
the,
you
the
just
idea
stuff
the
your
central
face.
idea behind that sound still there and still present. So you can see that this drum machine like sounds like transformers fighting or stuff, like it's in your face, but you can still hear that it's drums. And like there's a sub bass I recorded on my analog synth here, and if
Okay.
you're not
I'll walk
using a
right into a
headphone,
quarantine zone
maybe
and eat
this
pizza in
specific
Corona's
sound will
face.
be a little hard to hear because it's more sub frequency. But it's like this is the only bass the song has. It's really simple, and I for VBI songs I like to keep it the simplest I can, because like it should be always great music, but people tend to think that great music is always complex, and I don't think that's true. The like any music can be like perfectly crafted, and it always comes to the idea. If the idea is something fun that should play in the background, I don't think I should like spend like
Okay.
2 or 3
I'll walk right into a
hours with the
quarantine zone
drums.
and eat
It
pizza
should
in
be
Corona's face.
really straightforward. So the bass in this song is like it's just one audio file of me pressing one single note, and I just chopped it like really quickly. And there's some shakers and some other percussive stuff like this hi hat. I use a lot of loops, and like I would like to say, if you're making music for streaming and stuff that will play in places that you can't like go wrong with copyright laws, there's a lot of copyright free sample packs around, and you can look online. You can look online, and I can talk about it later if Derek thinks that's cool. I can show other tools that I work not only for the music but for like searching and studying stuff too. But yeah, I tend to always use when I use samples, I tend to always use like copyright free samples, because we're working with streaming, and that's like a huge deal. You cannot like play you cannot put a Michael Jackson vocal on top of this and play it on your string. It will go down instantly. So
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
this is something really important, and it for me as an artist, like it really sucks that we need to pay this much attention to this, because I would really love to create with every sound that I can, but we really need to pay attention to this, because every loop you're throwing in here could be made by another person,
Yeah.
and this is very important. Like sounds need to be credited always. Like it's the same with design and movie and everything. So
Can you
yeah.
imagine that? Like if a song gave credits, it would like you'd listen to it, and at the end it was just like this beat was made by this person. This beat was made by this
Oh
person.
yeah,
This sound
yeah.
was made by this person.
Here in Brazil, like we have, I see it a lot in the United States as well, but in Brazil we have a huge culture of producers that put their own names on the song right before like the beat drops, and it's just like if I would made a song like for example that there's a huge riser, and right before the beat drop, I would just go, "It's Pedro Beats." And I don't like that. But so because I don't like putting my name on my music. I think music should speak for itself. But the copyright thing is it's a real issue. Like you need to know that if you're using someone else's song on your string and stuff, it should be always like you should have the permission,
Right.
and or at least you shouldn't be making money on top of of your favorite artist Spotify playlist, I think. But that's where VBI and copyright free music like comes in.
How
I'm
much
here
slice did
like
you have,
making these songs
Julio?
for everyone to
How
use,
about
and
you've
you
had
won't
enough?
have any problems if you use our songs.
That's so good
And
to hear,
Maybe you
man,
just stuff your
because I know
face.
Jared has been talking to me for
Hey,
years
Fred,
about
give me
how
a pizza with
important
extra cheese.
having
Extra
free
cheese.
music
Hold the
is.
tomato sauce.
Tomato sauce.
And most of the time it's not available. Like it's very
yeah,
hard to find free music.
Yeah,
Um,
and it was like it always links, like the free music thing always links back to me for with what I said earlier to you about my friend who said música grátis to me,
yeah,
because people tend to think that free music, it's always simple music. And I think one of my main goals in VBI especially is to make like the copyright free music as like as detailistic and as special and as important as
right.
normal music, because I don't think we should have this separation. Like background music, it's still good music. Like I used to listen
Okay,
to
I'll
like
walk
the
right
who's
into a
that one
quarantine
guy,
zone and
like
eat pizza
Kevin
and
Kevin
Coronas.
McLeod, I
Peace.
think, the Incompetech guy. And I love that song. Every YouTube video in 2012 had the same copyright free song, and it came to a point that people will always make fun of it in the comments and stuff, but they were always great songs. If they didn't sound nice, people would not use them. So I think like background music is as important as like normal music, if you want to put it that way. And my job at VBI is to make sure that I'm delivering like the best quality possible,
Hey, Fred, give me a
technically
pizza
and
with
like
extra cheese.
Extra
conceptually
cheese.
to
And
the
hold the
projects.
tomato sauce.
Hold the
Because
tomato sauce.
if I'm making a video game live stream, the VBI songs are my go-to. And in my own stream, I tend to play other artists' songs and stuff. But when I'm gaming, I play only VBI songs. And it's not for me to say, oh, this is my song. You guys should buy this on VBI site. No, it's because the songs actually go well with video games. That's always what I'm thinking when doing stuff for you guys. So yeah.
That we just got some people in here in the chat saying that they love the music that you make. They've been using it a lot on their streams. Um, Misfit Pit asked, "Can I get the Pizza Party Day song?"
Yeah, like I sent it to the team. Like I think it should be available to everyone
Yeah,
for free. I
Y-
think it's a pizza song.
yeah. Like someone earlier said that that should be the song that plays when you walk into a pizza shop, like with your crew, like pizza
Yeah,
party.
pizza party
Yeah,
day. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. So yeah, let me go back to show the song here. Can you put it on
Before you do
screen?
that, I just want to say that we are still counting down to the giveaway right now. We have these these panels, wave panels here. I don't know if you can.
Yeah,
They actually can
yeah,
cover
yeah.
the whole screen. Um,
They look real nice, man. Like they
yeah,
look really nice.
it's like a wonderful, cool designed thing. Like I have pads like this. Let me show you. It's like basically like okay, it looks like a cushion from a
Yeah, yeah.
couch, and I could put it on the wall. But when you're doing something like a stream and you're trying to set it up, these are really nice. So if you enter the raffle, you have about 10 minutes to win these wave panels. It comes with it's called a starter set. So get in your raffle. Okay, so yeah, so we can get back into it. Sorry about that.
No, no, that's okay. I love how this project looks actually. So yeah, where I started, like this is another bass. I lied to everyone. There's two bass on the song. I didn't remember this. Yeah, this crazy part right here. It has like this crazy bass that goes along with it. That has a little noise. That's actually my Korg Minilog XD. Like, let me show it on camera here. It's this bad boy right here. It's my only analog synth, and for people that are like beginning in sound, I don't think you should worry about getting a synthesizer at all. You can start for free at your house and everything else. But like when could buy my first analog synth, it's when things started to make sense for me, because it's a machine that I just press buttons and turn knobs physically, and the sounds just come to life, and you're creating sounds from zero. It's not code, it's not a plugin, it's not a computer. It's a machine with circuitry that makes the sound go crazy. And I absolutely loved it. So I was trying to make a bass, and like this crazy noise right here, I didn't intend for this to happen, but I loved how it sounds. so it's on the song. You can barely hear it when everything's playing at the same time, but
Right.
for me, it makes like a huge difference.
Hey,
It sounds
Fred, give me a
fuller, you
pizza
know.
with extra cheese.
And
Extra
the
cheese.
the
And
best
hold the
part
tomato
of the
sauce.
song
Hold the
for
tomato
me is
sauce.
the samples, the voice samples, and how I process
It's
it.
chaos in the
So
streets,
let's
but
start
pizza
with the
goes on.
pizza party.
I don't care.
The pizza
I
party
walk right
day,
into a
like this
quarantine zone
one.
and eat
World
pizza
Pizza
and
Party Day.
This effect, I actually don't know how we came to this sound because Jared sent me this way. Like the raw audio file that Jared sent me had like a bunch of effects and 1 billion options for me to choose. So let me show it to everyone. I'm sorry, Jared. Like they sent me a bunch of samples.
Pizza.
Jared just sent me that and asked me to have you talk
Yeah.